Russell Wilson, you in on this idea?
I am not. And I am not from this standpoint that I think you bring him in, like you're building it around him. And a guy at his age, where you're at as a team, whether you believe how many people that they actually need on offense is somewhere around between 7 and 9 new players. That's a big number, 9 for an NFL team, for a new coordinator, new coaches, new everything, new head coach, new direction. I think it'd be a massive reach, even though you're getting him, I don't want to say on the cheap, but $85 million in dead cap space. He's due $39 million in cash. Like, you can maneuver caps, man. I mean, we talked about it yesterday with Mike Evans. $52 million, 36 guaranteed. Like, that's a team that's supposed to be in cap jail. They're not. They're making things work. But I just don't think it would work here. I mean, I like Russ as a player. I really loved Russ, 5 years ago, but he's not the same guy. And boy, would he have a lot on his back to try to attempt to elevate other guys that may be really raw and new at positions, especially on a perimeter.
Phil, what do you think the cost would be, length of deal and money, to get Russell Wilson?
I think you'd be talking veteran minimum. I think it's gotten that bad with him. And I think if he is somebody...
That makes it enticing, Zoe.
It does. See, but I'm like, that's the first thing I thought. And I'm like, there's no way he's not coming in here if he's not making at least like $12 million.
He's still getting his money.
I know he's still getting his money, but like, okay, and I know this is what we do with other coaches, right? And bring them in, let other teams pay.
I hate this idea.
Personality-wise,
it's the last thing you need.
So he will still get his $39 million salary for 2024, and then the Broncos get to subtract what he gets elsewhere, which is why it would be the veteran minimum you're telling us.
Yeah.
Incredibly affordable. Still, not worth it.
That's
how I would look at it. Oh, I couldn't be more out.
And the veteran minimum for him would be like, what, $2 million?
Couldn't be more out.
What is it? What are we talking? A couple million bucks?
Something like that.
Okay.
For a guy of his veteran standing, yes.
On a one-year deal.
Somewhere along those lines.
Could you get him on a one-year deal?
Unless there's another team out there that's willing to give him more than that. I think he's close to being out of the league. I think he's close to Carson Wentz territory. I think that's where we are.
That bad, is it?
Personality-wise, if he feels as though he's still a starter, this is a guy with one of the largest egos in football. That's at least been his MO the last couple of years.
There you go.
If he's still that guy, teams don't want him because they have some other solution already cooked up.
Isn't there a level of desperation that will kick in for him? This is your last shot.
But that runs out.
You can't come in here and be an a-hole because we won't tolerate it. We're paying you the veteran minimum, and that means we are not on the hook for anything. We could cut you in mid-October if you're an a-hole. We can get rid of you.
Okay.
So you would say how you can approach it? Don't you have that ability to just be like, bye? You know?
You
yeah.
could.
Just saying, bring him in and still take a quarterback at 3.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is that could he? And I know that he is not going to be especially helpful to a young quarterback the way someone like Joe Flacco or Jacoby Brissett would. But you know what you'd be getting? In my mind, you'd still be getting a better quarterback than either of those two guys. I still think Russell Wilson has more to offer than those two guys.
Sure.
Thank you.
I don't think it's. I don't think
we agree.
I don't think Russell Wilson and Jacoby Brissett are universes apart in terms of ability level right now.
Wow.
I really don't think so.
See,
and I think people that are thinking of Jacoby Brissett are thinking of him as a backup, and they remember him here, and he didn't do anything, and he's a third-round pick. To me, he's one of the 32 best in football. And I know there are people in the league who still feel that way, too. It just has so happened that he's a veteran backup, and that's just how it works.
Would the sense of entitlement still be there with Russ? Would he want to be treated differently? Say, give me the Russ of Super Bowl 49, of that era. Because things changed for him. They really did. Whether it was Brady, whether it was Rodgers, whether he wanted to be treated a certain way, it just didn't work out there.
I don't know, man. Russell Wilson did a good job of not turning the ball over last year. That's for sure.
He threw rockets.
Sean
he threw a
Payton
couple of rockets at the end of that game.
Could not wait to get rid of him.
Well, I feel like that was kind of made known in the early going, and I don't know how Sean Payton expected that to be a good working relationship when it was pretty much known from the get-go that he didn't want Russell Wilson.
It was, and I don't think he wanted to make it a good working relationship.
Well, so
I think it was as soon as it became feasible to get rid of him, he was gone because he doesn't believe in him as a player anymore, and he certainly, I don't think, appreciated the guy's approach to his job. And that's his reputation right now.
Because he's a diva and he's
has Carson Wentz been humbled? Has Carson Wentz come around and turned his career around? Nope. Once you're done in this league, you are done. And I think Russell Wilson is dangerously close to being done.
I see what you did there. Dangerous.
You kid slot
I
sucker.
see what you did there.
Day 2 of Phil Perry.
I see what you did there, kid.
Dangerous.
Let's ride
I'm intrigued.
into retirement.
I'm intrigued
You
on a
should be
one-year
intrigued.
deal.
You should be intrigued. This is a sort of a stamped guy that played at extremely high levels, a different type of player.
This is the worst
losing
thing
the
you could do
legs.
for your rookie quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
The
That's
worst.
what I worry about.
I'm sorry.
If you're, oh God, if you're like building for the future, this is not the way you go.
Nope.
This is not.
And I know there are a lot of Russell Wilson
like
fans
Beatles-
out there, and they remember him from 2020 primetime game against the Patriots, and he's throwing moonballs to people down the field, and he looks
said
great.
it.
He's not that guy anymore.
Beatles said it. Like the enticing thing is the, low money. That's the only reason you'd be in on this. Because if it's double
Well,
digits,
it's not
you
even
want.
that it's low money because I'd be willing to pay a lot more if it's a better
course.
quarterback.
I
It's
know
just
what you're
that
saying.
the low money gives you the ability to not think twice about removing him from the situation.
you're not
if
trading-
he's-
you're not
if he
trading
doesn't
for him.
change his ways.
You're not trading for him. He's released.
Right, you're
He's
not
out.
invested.
Right.
And then you could say, well, you know what? I have not been humbled. Get out.
I think the best situation for him is a place like Pittsburgh, where they seem to have some pieces there. They have a strong,
You can throw it up to those guys.
established
Yeah.
head coach
Tight end.
who is the face of the team and he seems to be, at least from the outside, he probably put up with a lot of BS during the Antonio Brown era and Ben Roethlisberger era, but he has the air of a guy who's not going to put up with your you-know-what. He's not going to put up with your crap if you're Russell Wilson and you come in and you think you're the cat's meow and you're going to run the organization. But low money, team that's ready to compete, especially on the defensive side of the ball, have some pieces offensively. If he can be humbled and you can make it work there, great. The Patriots are not that situation. Unproven head coach, rookie head coach who's trying to establish a culture, roster that's nowhere close to ready to win, that's about to bring in a young quarterback. You're going to bring in Dangerous?
Everybody has to have an alter ego, right? And I've been thinking about what my alter ego would be, and I think I have an alter ego. His name's Mr. Limited. Yeah.
Mr. Limited.
I like what you did there, T-Bone.
Not unlimited. Mr. Limited.
It's just, to me, it's a bad idea.